Hello, this is Mark McElroy from microphoneboutique.com, and I'm here to talk about these. What's usually black, short, stout preamp tube that goes in the U47. There's a lot of information out there on the internet, a lot of conflicting things. This is just my knowledge and my information, and it's a little bit of editorialization for you too. So let's get to it. So the VF14 tube was used by Neumann in the original U47s because they're readily available. They were originally from a tabletop radio. They sounded good. There was lots of them. Post-war Germany, everything's bombed out. Factories can't make things fast enough. The decision was made to use that tube for a lot of reasons, but its availability was one. They weren't in production when they were making the microphones. They just had a lot of them around. And eventually they ran out of them, and then they moved on making the U57, U67, U47, U87, and changing the tubes that were used, the sub-miniatures, the minis, I won't get into it because it's too confusing, but let's talk about this. This one's an EF12. The VF14M is the tube that was used in the microphone. M could be for microphone, but it was a low noise tube. Those are gone. So people are paying $1,000 just for the replacement tube. So to build a new microphone around a tube that is super scarce right now, and perhaps when you have to buy another one will be impossible to find, it's not practical. So at AEG, we're using the EF12. So there's a VF12. It's no good. There's a EF14. Almost the same letters, still not a good preamp tube. The EF12 and the EF11 are the tubes that will give you have low noise characteristics, that have a great, nice compression characteristics, great sound. So that's what we're using at AEG to make the Neumann reproductions. Now, I also want to mention there's something that looks like this, Telefunken USA, a company which I admire, but they're making something that looks like this that has a sub-miniature tube jammed inside of it that will run in a U47, and it's great that people have something they can use, but it's still not really it's a tube that makes your old microphone work. It's not a tube to build a microphone around. So I guess that was surprisingly quick. So that's why we use the EF12. If you want to, if people are like, can you build me a microphone that uses the VF14? Great. The only limit is your wallet. Because you buy a tube, you buy a backup tube, then you might make the microphone. And if you want a pair, it just keeps going up and up. But if you got that kind of money, we're ready to take it. But our U47 clone uses the EF12. But let's also not forget how important it is to use a good transformer. Don't spend $1,000 on the tube and then $60 on the transformer. Vintage transformers are better. The transformer is as important as the tube when it comes to quality of tone. And also, the VF14M was intended for use in the Neumann microphone. The VF14 without the M is not a low noise tube, so it might not even be, even though it's a direct swap, it might not be exactly what you had in your microphone or you're hoping for. So thanks for listening, and talk to you soon.